Alright, so one of my other gets from the Target and Neca exclusive Scalpathon, Haulathon, is Back to the Future Part Two's Griff figure. This is one of the crazier Back to the Future characters to do, but you kind of have to have him. He was an integral part of the opening few scenes of Part 2. He only had about 5 minutes screen time, but again, it was Biff slash Griff slash, so it continued the storyline a bit. Of course, I love the first movie in particular, and I kind of do have a goofy love for Part 2. 3, I've never really been in love with or cared too much about. I enjoy it. It is what it is, but it's also just a Western, so... Anyway, I saw this. I had to get it. It continues my Back to the Future line, as you can see back behind me. And so, yeah, there's not a lot to this figure in particular. You get only 2 real accessories and an extra head. But again, this is a character that had all of 5 minutes of screen time. So it's kind of understandable. Now, as far as the figure goes, it's really well done, actually. I can't nitpick at it too bad. He comes with his entire outfit from the film accurately reproduced in this scale. His jacket, which, of course, I watched a couple clips beforehand, and it does have these raised areas in it, but also painted areas, and they captured that. All the little accessories on his belt here, they got the nuke sign at his crotch, nailed it. There's a joke in there somewhere, but it's not coming to the surface right now. The cybernetics here, also done well. They were smart to make this a rubber piece because it would make articulation just horrid on this. They nailed his sort of hockey glove with some black and red and a black and white interior lining. It's really well done. He has a nice texture to the clothing. The paint, pretty nice. This seems to be a dark gold with blacks. Maybe even a little hint of a dark wash over that. I think, they got the boots. I mean, they really kind of did nail this character. I mean, the head sculpt's great as well. Now, where it does lack is he had sort of a mesh t-shirt, and the paint's a little iffy there, but when you get down to the glove, it's super iffy. So that's a problem. You might be able to take some quick paint and dry brush over that. If you know what dry brushing is, it's you load your paintbrush with paint and you kind of tap it against a paper towel, and then you lightly go over an area. You shouldn't have to do that, but there's a tip for you if you need it. But yeah, I mean, it's hilariously good, especially the facial expression here. This goofy ass helmet. I mean, it looks like a meat mallet, that you see your mother in the kitchen when you were a kid smashing out the meat to tenderize it. It's just such a goofy little character, but great for the screen time it has. On top of that, his articulation is quite good. He can do a nearly perfect T-pose there. Elbows are double jointed, so you can get a lot of movement from that. Hands are the same, except for this hand. You do get some wrist articulation with that, which is pretty cool. And then you do have some ab crunch there. It's not that easy to get. You do have some. And then, of course, you have the typical thigh, boot, knee articulation as well. So yeah, he's pretty standard in that regard. Nothing is super limited with him. You might complain a little bit about the ab, but that's about it. I mean, he's got a lot of range. He's got a double jointed neck, so you get a lot out of that. Now he does come with one extra head, and you never really see this character without the helmet. So I think Neca sort of took the opportunity to throw in an extra regular Biff head. This makes no sense with this character, so they're like, well, hell, how about we give the old Biff another head in this set, and we can pretend like it's an extra head for Griff. Hey, works for me. This particular menacing smile head would go great with that other figure. I mean, these heads are really well done. They really nail this character for the film. Accessory wise, very limited, but again, 5 minutes of screen time. He had very little to do, but the two big accessories that you'd want for this character are there. We have the cybernetic extendable bat. It even has the logos on it. I mean, I can't believe they actually got a Kirk Gibson Jr. Slugger 2000. And that's actually accurate, because I remember watching a clip and seeing that, and I was like, what the hell? They actually nailed that. The bat's cool. It'd been cooler if it was extendable, but obviously you can't put that kind of work into something this simple. Has nice little yellow and red wrapping around the handle and a spike there at the end. So pretty great accessory. Paint is done well. The big one here is the pit bull. This is, of course, Griff's super-powered hoverboard that he uses to haul his gang over the water in Back to the Future Part 2. The logo is really well done, as you can see here. Just a fantastic little decal that they used. The details themselves, great. You have this sharp-ended sort of blade here on each side. The pointed nose, the serrated sides, and you even have the handles that his gang uses in the movie. They grab onto those, pull back, and he pulls them along with him. You have some standard hoverboard magnets here, and then you have, of course, those massive boosters that get them across the water there. This here is basically a joint for the little clear stand that comes with this character. So you can see there, it's just a little clear knobbin that will keep this up. You can hold it right in the middle, press down, and hear it pop right into place. Now, I did try this. I should probably try it for you guys. But Griff does stand on top of this hoverboard. Hopefully this doesn't go out of frame on you guys. But we'll put his middle foot there, which is a little difficult. Let's try that one. Okay, first foot is pegged in. And there's the second foot. Move this aside. And there he is. I mean, without much effort, he stands perfectly fine. Now, of course, you'll have to pose and put the bat in there and all that good stuff. But it works. And it works well. I don't remember if the Marty has that stand or not. I'll have to double check it, to be honest with you. I'm not even sure I have that one yet. I think I have the original Part 1 up there, but I don't have the Part 2 Marty just yet. He may be up and coming for the channel. Now, a little part of this popped off, but it didn't break. So we'll just throw that back. And there you have Griff from Back to the Future Part 2. As far as ratings go for this one, fairly high. I think he's really well done. Appearance-wise, they pretty much nailed it. There was a little couple issues with the paint on the glove and the paint on his mesh shirt. So I think you'll get a 4 as far as overall look goes. When it comes to his articulation, quite good. There's a little trouble, not at the waist so much as the ab crunch. So I'll give him a 4 on articulation. Now when it comes to accessories, not much here. I struggle with grading this based on the character or based on the standard for Neca. And I think you have to go with the standard for Neca. And generally these ultimates come with a ton more. Again, the character didn't have a lot to do in the film and he only had 5 minutes of screen time. But I'm going to nail him a little bit for the accessories because it's not up to the normal standard. So accessory wise, we'll give it a 3. Now as far as final comments go, I think it's great. It's a fun little character. It's a fun figure. You did get this unhelmeted version of the head thrown in, which could be used for old Griff. Well, young Griff, if you're talking about the first movie. And yeah, there's no real hesitations for picking this up for me. I'm a big fan of the first 2 movies. And I mean, the pit bull alone is just really well done. And so it adds so much more to it. I can't wait to kind of set him up, having him swinging the bat, and doing this crazy, stupid voice, batter up, or horrible imitation. But, he just did this crazy wavy thing with his voice. But anyway, great figure. I think go out and get it if you're a fan. And hopefully you'll keep watching the channel. Like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll catch you next time.